You are a fashionista. You're slaying. What's up, Much Music? It's Georgia here with the one and only Leon Bridges. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Can't complain.
I'm excited to chat with you today. We're a big fan of you at Much Music. We have your Gold Digger Sound vinyl. So,
Wow.
your new album, Leon, this is your fourth album coming out October 4th,
hmm
2024. Was this intentional, the 444?
No, it wasn't.
You know what? I love it though. That's kind of a good sign. The repetitive numbers, you got some angel numbers going on. So,
Right, right.
well, in your announcement on Instagram, you said that this was your most personal album yet. What about this album do you hope people can take away from when they listen to it for the first time?
I hope it really kind of brings the listener, back to their journey, just kind of like what is most meaningful for them, and for me, that's, which is reflective on the album is home and its family.
I love that. And this being a more personal album, talking about, vulnerability, was it a challenge with this new album, kind of opening up a little bit of more of that side of yourself?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I've scratched the surface on that on a few albums,
Yes.
and the waking up the next day with the vulnerability hangover. And
I like that term. I've never heard that before. Vulnerability hangover.
but I mean, the great thing is, like, it gives the listener an opportunity to be vulnerable, and
Yes.
there's so much bravery, in that, and yeah, just had to open myself up to just kind of dig deeper.
Even with debut albums, for instance, they're typically,
hmm
I find they're typically self-titled, right? So was there any particular reason why you chose album number four to be the one that's self-titled?
Man, it was, with all the songs that I had been writing, there was just like kind of this common thread
Yeah.
of just like, yeah, kind of home, and I think it was more about just like embracing like my singularity as an artist.
Yes.
And always found myself like I couldn't like really box myself in. And so I was like, yeah,
Totally.
Leon felt like it was right, just as far as just being a window into who I am, I guess.
What is the difference between your growth as an artist from the start versus now?
I've definitely had like a better, I've grown at songwriting and
Mhm.
definitely a better vocalist, and I think
Yeah.
going into this, I think Leon displays just more confidence, I think like in the midst of like everything of all the music that's happening,
Yes.
this is like a much needed album, and also like, I don't know, just being vulnerable was, I've
Yeah.
always been reluctant to do that, but I love that it's a vulnerable album, and I feel like it's going to be refreshing, for a lot of people.
Totally. And I think you can see that throughout the growth of your music. And, I listened to all the songs that have been out so far. So far we have Peaceful Place, Loretto, and That's What I Love. Why were these the singles that you chose prior to releasing the project?
Yeah, I led with Peaceful Place. I feel like that's, it's core Leon, but it's a sound that people haven't really heard me, do before. That's what I love. It's like, it still touches like on the R&B thing.
Yeah,
And
totally.
but it's what I love about all the songs, like it's kind of like a culmination of just like all the music and stuff that I made, but with the Karungu collaborations, that really inspired um, a lot of these songs.
And personally, Peaceful Place, I think so far is like my favorite. I would love to know what's like a peaceful place for you? What's something that brings you peace? Maybe it's a person, a place, a thing.
hmm
What's something that brings you peace?
it's home, and like that's, it's not always a physical thing, it's
Yeah.
like kind of a state of mind, and for me
Yes.
that's, when I'm in the studio creating, when I'm on stage, that's so blessed to be a part of, something like that, and but also what the album is about is like my hometown, Fort Worth, Texas, and that's
Yeah.
like my place of refuge, and a place that I can come to and be around people who really love me for who I am.
That's awesome. Well, we saw you recently at New York Fashion Week. You are a fashionista. You're slaying. So, what I want to know what your favorite outfit of the week was. So, I was going through your Instagram. I saw a nice swipe of a bunch of fire outfits. So, which one was your personal favorite?
My favorite look was in London. I went with this like corduroy blazer,
Yeah.
um, with the cowboy hat, but I mean, the snakeskin boots. And
Giving
I mean,
Texas.
yeah, gotta rep Texas, everywhere I go. And yeah, that was definitely for everyone.
One of our other hosts, Berta, she's a huge fan of yours, and gotta slip in a little question there for her too. She wants to know where you buy your clothes from because she loves your unique sense of style.
Oh, yeah. So I mean, I accumulate a lot of stuff just like from traveling. Like I'll I try to like visit like a dope vintage shop and
Awesome.
when I'm on tour. But also, I got to give credit to where credit is due. I work with an amazing stylist by the name of Gabrielle Latina, who we work together on like for Fashion Week and all that kind of stuff. And through that, I've discovered some like newer brands, and so it's kind of nice to like mix in like the vintage with the more modern stuff.
Love it. Keep it up. The fashion game is 10 out of 10. So love that. Also, I feel like with it's not yet, but the end of 2024 is slowly approaching, which I can't believe. But what has been like your highlight of this year? I mean, obviously you're releasing an album now, but if you're just kind of encapsulating 2024.
I guess my highlight was finishing this album.
100%, yeah.
And it's I've been working on it for almost 5 years, and it's one of those things as an artist, like you write 100 songs and you gotta like kind of dwindle everything down to like a 10-song album, and found the right songs that I felt like felt cohesive, and so yeah, it's definitely a milestone to have finished my album, and it's cool that I feel like it's already resonated with a lot of people. Just a few songs that we've put out.
And what are you listening to these days? Any other artists? Someone you're really vibing right now?
Yeah, man, there's this artist, Lavish, who who just put out a song. I think it's called Twin.
Okay.
But I feel like that's been like the dopest song I've heard so far. And so, but other than that, I mean, I'm listening to all like soul stuff,
October 27th, you're going to be coming here to Toronto. You're going to be performing at Massey Hall. You've been to Toronto before. What are your thoughts on the city?
Man, I love Toronto. A shout out to my friend T-Rex, who he's always showed me a lot of love like since the beginning, and always. I mean, I feel like every show that I've played, like the people like always give so much energy, and I mean, there's so much history to Massey Hall. Like one of my favorite live albums with Neil Young is from there. So it'll be my second time playing it, so I'm excited.
Oh, that's so fun! Awesome, we're so excited to have you. I love Massey Hall, so we're so pumped to have you there. And yeah, shout out T-Rex. We love T-Rex too. Here, because Toronto loves you too, and we're so excited to have you in October, literally a month away. And yeah, just wanted to say congrats on everything you're doing, and thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thank you.
Bye guys, much love.
Thanks guys. See you in Toronto.